Hi there, Carrie Lee Petrosky here, founder of KP Empowering You. I'm an eating psychology coach and board certified hypnotherapist, so I'm an expert in helping women change their habits, patterns, and behaviors around food so they can have a healthy relationship with food and themselves. Today I want to talk to you about that inner critic we all have inside our head, but for some it tends to be stronger and a little louder, and I refer to that inner critic as the inner mean girl. She's the one that's always critiquing you and everything that you do, saying things to you like, seriously, you're going to wear that? Or, of course, you're not taking off the weight if you're eating things like that. Or, now that you've treated yourself to the brownie, now you can treat yourself to a half an hour on the treadmill. Again, I pointed out many times that food is not a treat. You're not a dog. I'm not saying that you can't have the brownie. I'm just saying that if you do have the brownie, don't think of it as a treat. But that's a topic for another time. In fact, I've discussed that in another video on my page in the video section. But I want to talk to you today about that inner mean girl and the effects that she has on your weight reduction efforts. And there are many effects that she has. But beyond just the mental aspect of it is the physical aspect, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. That inner critic, that inner mean girl, she impacts the production of stress chemistry in your body. She increases the stress chemistry, which is the insulin and the cortisol. And there have been numerous studies that have shown the impact of insulin and cortisol on our weight, especially when we get that nice little pudge around the middle. That's usually because of the insulin. But the way that she impacts the production of stress chemistry in our body is, I want to give you an example. If you close your eyes right now and remembered a really happy day, I'm sure it'll produce those warm, fuzzy feelings, give you a warm, happy feeling, maybe even put a smile on your face. But if you were to flip that around and remember a really bad day, a stressful day perhaps, a bad day at work or a stressful day at home, your heart might start beating faster, your stomach would start churning, probably not to the same extreme that it did on the day that it happened, but it would produce that stress chemistry just the same. But let's not end on that note. Let's go back to the happy day. Close your eyes and remember that happy day so you have those warm, fuzzy feelings again rather than having the stress chemistry circulate through your body, because we know how that impacts the weight, as I was saying. But anyways, what I was pointing out there is how your thoughts impact the stress or the chemistry in your body, good or bad, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when that inner mean girl is going to town and telling you that you're bad or you're not good enough, then you're producing that stress chemistry in your body. The stress chemistry was produced created back in the prehistoric days, and it was meant as a survival mechanism. And the role of the insulin and the cortisol is to store fat, not burn calories, and to slow down your digestive metabolism. Because if you are being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, then you don't need to be digesting the meal you just ate. You need to be getting away from that saber-toothed tiger. But we have evolved beyond that. We don't have to run away from the saber-toothed tiger anymore. But that inner mean girl is still producing the stress chemistry just the same. So just as we've evolved from that, having to run away from the saber-toothed tiger, we also need to evolve from getting away from our inner mean girl. And I know it sounds a lot easier said than done, and it does take a process, especially if that inner mean girl has been there and running the show for so long. But awareness is the first step to change. So when you do hear that inner mean girl popping up and saying those things to you, telling you that you're not good enough or you're not worthy or you've been bad, just be aware of it and maybe even try and take it a step further and challenge her. Like I said, it is a process, but the first step is to be aware. The first step is always the hardest. So I have lots of great stuff coming on the way. In fact, I've got a big announcement coming up in the next week. So if you like this message, like my page. Even better yet, hop on over to my website. There's a link above that has a freebie for Have Your Cake and Eat It Too Without Gaining Weight. You can sign up for my newsletter and you'll be sure not to miss out on anything. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this message, share it with them as well. And if you do like this message, drop an emoji below or a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So I've got more great stuff coming along. I look forward to talking to you in a few days. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.